In 2012, Tiara was on the top of their game as Korea fell with their fresh new electropop dance songs. It was assumed that Tiara would take their place as one of the dominant female K-pop groups of the 2010s. But when a bullying accusation went viral that same year, their dreams of K-pop dominance soon came to an end. Tiara's rising star in 2011 soon came down crashing back into earth a year later in 2012, as their reputations in Korea were soon destroyed. In fact, for years after that bullying scandal, Tiara's career hit an all-time low, and it wasn't even certain if they would even recover. Until now. But before we talk about the bullying scandal in 2012 and what happened to Tiara, first we must go back to 2009. That was the year of their debut, and to see why this bullying scandal made such a ripple effect in the K-pop industry. Back in 2009, the Hallyu wave was underway, as K-pop and K-dramas would soon get worldwide attention. Groups such as Girls' Generation, Big Bang, Kara, 2PM, the Wonder Girls, and Brown Eyed Girls would soon lead the charge. But when Tiara was formed in 2009 by Core Contents Media, the group felt like it was destined for failure from the start. Two members, Jie and Jiwon, soon left due to creative differences, while two other members, Soyeon and Kui, were quickly added to replace those members. Furthermore, their debut songs, Wanna Play and Lies, were not well received by the public or media. Their group was accused of lip-syncing, and their performance was labeled lackluster. However, when they teamed up with fellow labelmate Supernova, who's popular in Japan, they soon became more popular themselves. Later that year in 2009, the song Bobip Bobip came out, and it became an overnight sensation. It's safe to say that this one song brought them to instant fame. People here in Seoul were talking about the song constantly as its catchy beats caught up fast. Guided by famed producer and music writer Shin So-dong Tiger, he knew that Tiara's strength was catchy, infectious electro-pop beats, and he shifted his focus to that. It was a wise move as Tiara soon won Co-Rookie of the Year with 4 Minute, and we can already see glimmers of Tiara's future potential. In 2010, Tiara kept the momentum from 2009 a year earlier and released the album Temptastic. Due to their previous successes and how the public actually warmed up to them now, the album peaked at number 2 on the Gaon charts. The album had the songs We Eroni and Ya Ya Ya, and it kept the momentum for the ladies. But the ladies in 2010 were more known for their promotions and the World Cup. Tiara was seen on a lot of posters supporting the Korean national team and cheering on the soccer team. 2010 also brought an important turning point to the group as the group added their 7th member, Roo Hwa-young. And Hwa-young would be at the center of a huge scandal that will engulf Tiara 2 years later. In 2011, it felt like everything finally came together for Tiara. This year would actually propel them to superstar status within female K-pop groups. And it was one song that was responsible for Tiara's meteoric rise to stardom, and that song would be Roly Poly. This song smashed music charts all over here in Korea, and it got over 4 million digital downloads. In fact, it was the best performing song according to the Gaon charts. More importantly, you know a song is popular when everyone in their teens, 20s, and 30s are pretty much singing along to the song. I've heard this song all around Seoul, walking around the street, in cafes, and especially clubs. Clubs pretty much mix a lot of Tiara songs in just because of that electro dance beat fits the club environment so well. So even nightlifers knew about Tiara's Roly Poly. The hook and dance in that song is so catchy and infectious, I still remember that song to this day. And it's been 6 years since it debuted in 2011. After that song, it was just hard not to notice Tiara. You'd see him in every music show, you'd see him in every promotion. In fact, you wouldn't see him just in Korea, you'd see him in Japan as well. Tiara also released their debut Japanese single, Bobip Bobip, on Japanese soil, and it soon hit number 1 on the Oricon. At first, it was the first Korean song by a female group not only to peak as number 1, but to be certified as gold by the RAJA. Tiara would also win a slew of end of the year awards in 2011, but despite this, they were not even done yet. 2012 would be poised to be an even bigger year, and also a year of tragedy. In early 2012, Tiara released another smash hit, Lovey Dovey. This song was played so much in Korea. That's how big Tiara was in 2012. This song was not only a commercial success with over 3 million digital downloads, but it was also incredibly influential. Everybody in their teens, 20s, and 30s knew about the song. The Lovey Dovey Shuffle is one of the most iconic dance moves in modern K-pop history. Heck, in fact, I learned it. Tiara's music videos were also being known as being unique, as a lot of them had story. A lot of them would be over 6-7 minutes long, as opposed to a normal K-pop video, which would be 3 to 4 minutes long. And if there's one thing I like in my music videos, it's plot. And Tiara definitely had plot in her music videos. And the song also further popularized the electro-pop scene here in Seoul. I felt like with 2011 and now 2012, Tiara can go no wrong. It felt like everything that Shin So-dong Tiger wrote and Tiara performed, that it would just instantly turn to gold and be a commercial success. The ladies also expanded to 9 members this year. Tiara's rise was so big that Forbes Korea ranked Tiara just behind Girls' Generation, which is number 1. With Tiara's success in the past couple years, no one knew that 2012 would be their death knell and derail their path to stardom. While Tiara was touring in Japan, one of their members, Ryu Hwa-young, and her sister tweeted about how there was some trouble within the group, how that she was being bullied within the group. Furthermore, she was injured during their Japan tour and only performed one song, saying that she tried her best for the group despite being bullied. But Core Content's media would have nothing of that, as they kicked out Hwa-young just a mere 5 days later after their Japan trip, saying that her outburst and bullying accusations hurt the team's morale and chemistry. Yet a witch hunt soon immediately followed. Hwa-young was quickly seen as the victim, while Tiara was seen as bullies. And this was further intensified in 2012 when there was a big anti-bullying campaign here in Korea. And to see one of the top female groups here in Korea doing the bullying just painted Tiara in a more negative light. The public didn't want bullying to be spilled into the K-pop world, where K-pop idols were expected to be professional and well-behaved. So when Koreans heard about a big bullying scandal involving one of the most popular K-pop acts, their popularity plummeted overnight. While their song Sexy Love did peak at number 4 at the Gaon charts, you can just feel that they were being blacklisted and their popularity was slipping day by day. In my 7 years of living here in Korea, I felt that the T-ara bullying scandal was probably one of the most influential and damaging things that can happen to a group. It pretty much destroyed the group's career within a matter of weeks. In fact, I've heard and seen that scandals here involving drugs, alcohol, or cheating actually got less punishment than what T-ara got. And the thing that I personally didn't like about this is that T-ara was labeled as guilty right away. Like, there was no innocent until proven guilty. It was basically Hwa-young saying she was being bullied, and pretty much the general public believed that right away. And I'll be talking about it more a bit later in this video. People I knew that were once T-ara fans soon turned against them in a blink of an eye. Nonetheless, the T-ara bullying incident was one of the most devastating incidents to happen to a K-pop group in modern K-pop history. In 2013, things felt different. Instead of seeing the big 3 female groups, T-ara, 21, and Girls' Generation, it was just basically 21 and Girls' Generation, with new groups trying to fill the void that T-ara left. They did release the song number 9, which charted well both here in Korea as well as in the Oricon in Japan, but for the most part, T-ara laid low, and you can't really blame them nor Core Content's media, as people were still talking about the incident a year later. 2014 would be a huge turning point for T-ara, but not the way that you think. Whereas 2012 was a huge year for T-ara here in Korea, 2014 would be a huge year for T-ara outside of Korea. When they covered a Chinese song, Little Apple, by Chinese duo Chopsticks Brothers, their version soon went viral on Chinese portal sites and video sharing sites. In fact, within 2 days, T-ara's own version of Little Apple had over 8 million views. After seeing their immediate success in China, Core Content's media, now known as MBK, decided to shift their focus to China and other places in Southeast Asia. T-ara would continue their rise in China in 2015 and 2016. They featured in a web series called Sweet Temptation, starred in their own mobile game, became the starlets of a Chinese game called World of Warships, and held their first Great China tour. They were also one of the only K-pop groups to be allowed into China after China banned Hallyu products and Hallyu concerts due to the THAAD missile issue. And the THAAD missile issue, in a nutshell, is the US proposing to install a new missile defense system in Korea, whereas China and Russia see it as a threat. So China basically told Korea, hey, you should reject the US's offer to install the THAAD missile defense system within your country. And if you don't, we're going to pretty much ban Hallyu products. And in recent years, Korea has been exporting a lot of Korean products to China, as well as Chinese tourists coming here to Korea to buy property here, as well as do touristy things here in Korea and pump money into the Korean economy. So when China did do the Hallyu ban, a lot of K-pop acts were barred from coming into the country and performing. But T-ara was one of the exceptions. T-ara was so beloved by Chinese K-pop fans, they pretty much persuaded the government to let them in. In fact, a lot of my friends that live in China also say the same thing, that T-ara is really big in their country and that the Chinese K-pop fans are just crazy about them. Furthermore, my friends say that alongside Big Bang and EXO, T-ara is up there with them in terms of popularity. I felt that seeing their success after in China, you can see that T-ara was definitely on the upswing after 2016. But their true vindication and justice would come in 2017. Do you remember the bullying victim Hwa-young? On a reality show called Taxi, her and her sister were talking about the bullying incident from 2012. Hwa-young continued to talk about how her experiences in T-ara were terrible and how she got bullied. A former member actually disputed everything Hwa-young said, saying that she was all lies and that it was T-ara, not Hwa-young, that was being bullied. Hwa-young physically threatened one of the members, Arum, and they actually had text messages to prove it. And now with the text messages and evidence being leaked online, as more and more staffers soon came out to dispute Hwa-young and her sister's allegations, Hwa-young soon took a beating in the media, and rightly so. She pretty much slandered a group and played victim for 5 years. and it just pretty much destroyed one of K-pop's most iconic female groups in modern K-pop history. Hwayoung was soon blacklisted on several TV shows, actually had to delete her Instagram account because she was getting so much hate messages. It was total vindication for the group T-ara and a total 180 to what happened to Hwayoung and her sister. But unfortunately, the damage was already done. The T-ara bullying incident, the witch hunt, and the guilty first, then innocent later is pretty much why I don't like tabloid news or peeking in the celebrities' lives. I just really don't like it. There's just a lot of people that thrive on negativity or thrive on just seeing a scandal or seeing a person's reputation get shattered into pieces. And I like to think of myself as more of a positive person, and if a celebrity or group is indicted on such a big accusation such as bullying a member, I like to see evidence before they're accused, and I didn't really see that in T-ara. I mean, I lived throughout the whole T-ara incident here in Korea. I actually saw the witch hunt firsthand, and it was just ugly. It just showed that if you have a media platform big enough and you have an accusation that's juicy enough, that you can bring down almost anyone, and that a lot of people would actually believe the accusation, whether it's true or not. And I always had my doubts whether T-ara were actually bullies, and a couple of my friends did too, but I knew a lot more people here that pretty much threw T-ara under the bus, that pretty much said, oh, they're bullies. To T-ara concerts from 2013 to 2016 here in Korea, and no one would clap after a performance. And that's because they still remember that bullying incident. Whereas if they didn't have that bullying incident, I'd have no doubt we'd be talking about T-ara as one of the most iconic female K-pop groups in modern K-pop history, alongside Girls' Generation, Wonder Girls, and 21. I'm really sad about how one group's career just got derailed because of a victim complex and wanted to smear to other people's groups and was actually a bully herself. I'm really sorry to get a little bit heavy-handed and a bit serious, guys. That's just the big reason why I just don't like gossip. It's just I didn't like groups such as T-ara getting slandered. But will this be the end for T-ara? Two of the members will not be renewing their contract, Boram and Soyeon, as they decided to move on from MBK, while the rest of the members will be staying on until December 2017. So there's actually a strong possibility that T-ara will disband. And if that's the case, it's been a really strong run for T-ara, but I felt that they got robbed. I felt that T-ara would have had their rightful place in K-pop history had they not got robbed from this bullying scandal. And it's a real shame because I cut a good 2 to 3 years in T-ara's prime. But if the group continues to go on to 2018, I wish them nothing but the best, as I hope they continue their upswing in popularity in China and other places abroad, and hopefully one day again, become big in Korea. I hope you guys enjoyed this video on the fall and rise again of T-ara. So I'd like to know, what are your guys' thoughts on T-ara, the bullying scandal, and gossip itself? I'd love to hear your comments in the comments below. And if you guys want an upcoming free ebook on K-pop journalism and what it's like to cover the stars, go to the concerts here in Seoul. Please sign up for our free email list below. And with that being said, I'm off to listen to some more K-pop and attend some more concerts. But I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy, guys.